Hey crew, back for another full illustration here. On this illustration, I was basing this off an old illustration, not old, sort of earlier this year illustration I did for a cat that I know through the NFT space. His name is at Captain Yamez, and he's just a legend, pure legend. He's been helping out in the Discord, and just his information and viewpoint on stuff is just being gold. Really, really nice dude. So it was his birthday recently, and I'd created this brain earlier, and I was like, oh man, I want to do something a little bit special for him, just to show the appreciation and have fun. So I decided to turn this brain into a cake, and right now I'm just sort of sussing out how I can do it, as you can see. So the drawing doesn't change that much, but I just wanted to show like the little edits, and well, it's a bigger edit than I realized, but the edit that you can do can make a whole new illustration, bring a whole character to life. So in the illustration right now, you sort of see me just sort of figure out what I need to do. Like I'm like getting rid of pieces. What pieces do I need to get rid of? Am I able to get rid of more or less than I need to? So just trying to figure out that, and it's a lot of like editing and sort of taking away. In the first illustration that was the brain, I had actually created this off a chat that we had in our Discord. And so I do these things, well, I haven't done one recently, but I did these things that are called chinwags and draw, where I would draw stuff based on the conversation in the chinwag and then create an illustration on it. And ours was, we were chatting about how brain stuff works, how he works for trucks, how he loves gaming, and we were just sort of like chatting about that stuff, and I just sort of like riffing off that, and I was like, hey, and I gave him the illustration as an NFT, and he's just been super brilliant ever since then, even before that. But in this whole sort of process of the sort of drawing, it was fun that sort of came together, has a bit of life to it. So this drawing took about an hour, I want to say, to get done, maybe two. I think the slow point was actually like figuring out what I needed to save, what layer was on, remembering where the drawings were, especially when it gets into the shading and shadowing, because I wanted to try and keep a lot of that stuff so I didn't have to redo it all. But now I'm just sort of like trying to figure out the icing. So if you see, I'm trying to make sure that the icing feels like it has like weight and flow to it, so it doesn't feel like it's just a drip. And right now I'm using Photoshop and on a big Wacom tablet, the Cintiq 32-inch. The other thing that I am using is it's like a Kyle T brush. I think it's called the Beauty Brush in this. I don't know why, I've just been using it for years and I've just been really liking it. I like that it's not super smooth, but it's also I can control it a lot more. I get down to a point, keep it thick if I need to. And also you'll see me like rotate it and treat it like paper. So with the R tool, I can spin it around. Just gonna add some icing on the back. Adjusting the shoe, because I think I erased somewhere I wasn't meant to, and I was like, I'll just go back and fix it, rather than going back and finding it all. And I'm usually watching a show, so you've probably seen like a YouTube clip there, and I usually just watch something that I've seen before. So right, that was the English show, The Big Quiz of Everything, or The Big Quiz of 2000 and whatever it was, with Jimmy Carr on it. It was pretty funny. But that way I know the jokes that are coming and I don't have to watch it, I can just listen to it. Or if I got a really big project, I'd pick like the Harry Potter books or something like that. So right now I'm trying to figure out how the icing would go off that cheek. Like I'm trying to like, how does it, there we go. I could feel that, like even just then when I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, that feels a bit awkward. What am I doing there? And also, like, I'm sure there's pieces now, if I went back, like I would go and change it. But at the same time, you just got to move forward sometimes. So like there's a, right where the eyebrow is, I probably would choose a different way to have that icing come drip down than I do right there. But it's a drawing, and I'm just sort of moving forward on it. And what are we working on right now? As you can see, I am just love my layers. There's a lot of them there. Got to add some little details to get that to feel right. So I'm using the selection tool there to like make erasing really quick. So I'll erase, and then I'll, like if I need to erase little fine points or to add, I'll just go back and add them. I'll erase them with the brush or the erase tool. So what do I try and do a lot of times, even if I have like a line work that's open, I'll either use the select tool and make it select the whole body so I can just add color to it really easily. Or what I'll do is I'll use the lasso tool and I'll loop around it either really roughly or really quickly, make that the selection, and then go through and edit it. In this one I was lucky enough where I didn't have any open parts to the actual line work, so I could just go through and edit. But now, as you can see, even though I've expanded that line work by one, I'm still trying to go through and tidy up all the little white spots and pieces in there. And I'm just trying, right now I'm going through trying to figure out where each layer is that I'm like turning something on and off. So I need to go through and erase it, I think. Now, as you can see, I'm struggling trying to figure out the layers. There we go, found it. So I think right now I start figuring out texture. That's what I would do if that was me. Oh, it is me. Oh yeah, so I'm figuring out like the icing in the middle of the cake. And if I was going to draw this again now, what I might do is on that left side of the cake, I actually might make a couple little indents on the cake in the line work, so it gives that sort of like intro, not intro, little indent, little awareness of that cake having like icing on the inside. Just a little hint of it, not like a big divot, just a little thing. So that's stuff that I would change now. Here I'm adding texture to it just to show like the texture of the cake on the inside. And then changing the eyebrows. The little white line is like trying to figure out what it is. There it is. Now am I working on shadowing? man, there's so many layers. So now I'm trying to figure out the shading that I had for the brain and what I can reuse and what I can't. So then I'm like, okay, what can I get rid of? What can I keep? Because I want to keep like the eyes and the mouth and that, so it looks really similar. So if I was going to make an animated GIF or I was going to do something fun, like future wise, I could have like these same elements over and over again. That would just make it fun. So imagine if I did a Christmas one and it becomes a small Christmas tree, or if I had something else come out, like he got married or something like that, and it became a wedding cake, or I don't know what else you could do. But yeah, that was the idea of it. You'll see there's white lines in there as well. So, but I haven't got to the highlight part yet. What am I doing here? More shading, just trying to get the weight of the icing sort of dripping down and feeling like it's underneath. And it's like it's gooey falling down. There's a little spot there. I'll probably come back and clean that up. There it is. Surprised I didn't go back and clean that up. And I can't speak for other artists, but I usually bounce around. It's almost like me bouncing around is trying to keep it all cohesive. So if I'm looking at a whole bunch of sections at the same time, then I'm sort of making it feel a bit more, a little bit more cohesive. And so what will happen is when I'm doing the shading, you'll see me use the pen, the erase tool, flip the pen around, and what I'm trying to do is cut down the line or the shadowing to get really like a lot finer. I think I'm opening up a file here or something. Man, this just got a little bit boring. Here we go. Now I'm back. No, I'm not. Alright, so now I'm adding a darker highlight just to show that I usually do 2 or 3 low lights, like shadows. I just like to have that sort of different depths to it. So I'm getting rid of the highlights, but I can keep most of the highlights in the actual icing area. I mean, in the cake area, I think. So right now I'm trying to give it like where that shine comes off when you're seeing like a real frosty cake, because everyone knows the best cakes are with most frosting. And so this is meant to have that real gooey sort of feel to it. My computer was chugging a bit there. I probably have about 1,000 things open on my computer, as always. And just adding a bit more highlights. I don't know if they were on the other one, and I just kept adding. So sometimes what I do is I add these like sort of bubble textures just to give your eye a little bit of more information of what could be happening. And then I probably have something to get rid of. No, I kept it. Wow, well, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Catch you, crew.